Hello, everyone. It's Friday. That means it's Coding with Sam Day.
TGIF.
TGIF. And it's a good way to get our Friday started early, Sam, even though we sometimes are like, this is early. But it might not be early for everyone watching around the world. So welcome to Coding with Sam. That's Sam. I'm not Sam.
You can be Sam if you want to be Sam.
There you go.
That's fine.
This is a series we started with Sam, who is our marketing manager and does not have a background in coding, to help people get more comfortable customizing their membership site, leveraging our code recipes, and modifying code a tiny bit, maybe sometimes with the help of AI, maybe with the help of the documentation in the recipe, and just some confidence building around those customizations that aren't possible with settings or other tools. So, Sam, how do you feel your coding prowess has grown since starting this? Do you feel like you're becoming more comfortable?
I am becoming more comfortable. I'm also becoming more comfortable at like reading code that the dev team has, even if it's not released yet, like reading it a little bit and going, oh, this is what it's trying to call for. This is what information it would be needed. So yeah, it's
That's
definitely
cool.
expanded another level of reading, because
yes,
it can be intimidating, but when you break it down, it's really just like not even real sentences of just like, membership level ID. It's like, okay, that's where the ID number needs to go.
Yep.
And you can kind of figure out what has to happen. So
very cool.
It's very interesting.
I know when we first proposed this, you were like, really? Are we doing this? But I'm happy, and I think that it's been well received by you all. If you're liking our Coding with Sam series, give our channel a subscribe, and then you'll get notified, because these do get scheduled. If you're watching via YouTube, they get scheduled in advance. So YouTube will notify you that we're going live on such and such a date, just in your general feed. So what is today's recipe, Sam?
Today, we are going to be assigning additional membership levels based on fields at checkout. So this is a scenario where you may want to include some additional, whether it's a category or just additional content for your members who are checking out for a base level that is paid, and they're able to add on this other level of content for free. It's not going to be changing the checkout price. It's not going to be changing if they have a recurring subscription at all. It will be a free additional content. One reason why you'd want to do this is to have more analytics as to what your members are consuming. So that's just one idea of how you could, of why you'd want to use this.
Absolutely.
We're also going to do this, I'm hoping we have time. We're going to try to do this two ways. So we're going to try to do this where we use the code the way it is out of the box. And then we're going to try to eliminate about half of the code and use user fields for the first part of it, and then use the code for the second part of it. Because there's two functions in this code that we're going to be diving into.
Very cool.
So yeah. And as Kim was saying about confidence boosting and learning how to code a little bit, if I can come on YouTube publicly and make mistakes, not get it right, stumble over myself, you can do it in the privacy of your home or business. I promise.
Absolutely. And the tools Sam's using here, you're going to see kind of make it very safe to make these kind of modifications. Still maybe good to do in a local development, kind of your own playground site, not starting right on your live site. But even so, the tools you see Sam using are going to protect you a little bit from certain things you can do. But everything's repairable.
Yes. And everything that I'm doing today is free. That's even better.
Yeah, that's even better.
Okay, so I did update the content of this post yesterday. As Kim said, that YouTube does notify you when we go live. If you want to know the topic of the Coding with Sam the day before, you're going to want to join our Slack community. That is how you get that extra little tidbit of information. We have that there. So within the code, like I said, there's two separate functions to this code. The first function is going to be adding a checkbox field for the person at checkout to click that box. And then the second function is actually going to save it and then assign them the free membership level. So to start, we want to go to membership settings. And I do have my basic and my premium membership, but I want to add a new group that does allow multiple selections. And I'm just going to name this extra content. I'm going to save the group. And then I'll add a free level. Even if you don't add it as a free level, it's still not going to change the price. You could have billing information in here, but nothing at checkout is changing with this code at all. That I do know. We're just going to say, learn more code. You can put in more information as far as the description and confirmation, everything goes. I will select all of these for the categories. And then the other setting I'm going to do is disable new signups. This makes it so people who are going through the checkout to get to that checkbox to add this level to their user meta and hold that level, they're still going to be able to do that, but this is not going to show on our pricing page. So nobody
That's
can
also
sign
optional,
up.
like Sam said. I mean, if you have a premium level and you want to have these add-ons to your premium level, but also sell these add-ons a la carte, you can do both those ways. But I think for this scenario, we want it to kind of blindly be an opt-in to additional content feature.
We're going to save the level. Okay, so now I have my main group of levels, and then I have my extra content. Now we add the code. So we're going to go back to our blog post. And this blog post does give you kind of another scenario of why you'd want to use this. I think it's pretty much what I said, but you can always read that. I'm going to copy the code, and then we're going to use our Code Snippets Pro, or not our Code Snippets Pro. It's my favorite Code Snippets plugin, Code Snippets Pro by, or Code Snippets by Code Snippets Pro. We're going to add a new one. Always enter a title so you know what you're doing. Additional content at checkout with checkbox. And we're going to copy in our code. Lots and lots of code today. Okay, so now what do we even need to change? There is some information on the very bottom of the recipe of what you want to customize. So looking at it, make sure the line numbers do change here and there. So for in the code recipe on the site, it says line 32. If you go to line 32 here, it's the correct line. It is the label that you can update. But when I go into my code snippets on my site, it's actually 31. So just compare and make sure that you're changing the correct information when you are touching the code. That way you're not breaking anything. If we were to actually update line 32, it would do nothing because that is the function that we needed for this to work. So I'm going to say include more coding content for my label. And then there are spots where we need to update the member ID. And we also need to know what level ID I actually created because I don't know. So we'll go back to our settings, our group. Okay, ID 8 is the one that we want to be assigning if they click that box. Okay, so check the field and give level if appropriate. If field name includes, okay, so that's saying if they did check it and the value is true, we're going to change membership level I think that's where we want to change it. Rather than a 2, we want it to be 8. And then update it. Yes. And then if they cancel level 8, make it untrue. I think that's what we're doing. Is anything wrong so far, Kim?
This looks great to me. Those are the 2 spots that must be changed. I think to make your code as clear as possible, I would also update the field name and the user meta lines, just because that is also 2. So kind of everywhere there's a 2, if you made that an 8, then the user meta would also make sense. The act of checking that box at checkout will add a user meta that says they want to include level 8, which is the ID of the level. And then this function here is also checking against 8. So I think it's in one more place higher up in the code as well, where that custom field is declared.
Oh, yes.
Yep. So I think that's probably it. But I think you can search with code snippets, like Command F or S. Is that search? And look for a 2 if you wanted to try that. I don't know. Not found? Okay. Then you probably got them all.
Nothing found. Okay. Perfect.
So that's just a way to make the variable name match the ID of the level. So your code is even more readable to you. Include level 2, giving them ID 8 is just out of sync, right? But yeah, perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So we're going to save changes and activate. Cool. And then what do I have a membership level? No, I do not. Okay, cool. So that saves me from logging in and out for you guys. All right, so we're going to go to our membership levels. I'm going to check out for...
And note here, you don't see that extra level group because there's no active levels available for sign up within that group. If we had not, yeah.
This is not a custom pricing page at all. This is out of the box what PM Pro gives you. I have not edited anything. It is literally the page generated by PM Pro. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the premium one and pay for it. Oh, I did add this. I was testing some things for people with this one, and apparently I did not change everything back, but that's okay. Okay, so we did get this additional options, which we can also change the name for that too if we wanted to in the code. Include more coding content, and we're paying by check. Makes it super easy.
You don't have a check description set up on this site, which is fine. I was like, why is that empty? And I was like, oh, you probably don't have a description for how to pay.
No, I do not.
That's fine. This is a testing site. We're going to see stuff that...
All right. So we did get our premium for $25. Now, if I go to my membership account, under memberships, yes, I have the premium, and then I have my learn more code. So it did give me that extra level. And what you put in that level is up to you. So for me, I put in the categories of PHP, HTML, and the uncategorized content. But you can mix and match with pages and posts, anything that you can restrict content to if you want more analytics of like, are people even consuming this? You can throw it on there. Cool. So that worked. So now I'm actually going to undo everything I just did. And we're going to try to do it with user fields instead of using that first part of code. And we'll see how that goes because I'm not very adept at user fields, even though it's the no-code way of doing it. Canceling that. Okay.
Do you want to cancel your primary membership too or keep it?
I
don't know if you need to. You probably don't have to.
Where am I? Here. Edit member. Wait, that said I had basic.
Maybe you have 2 Sams in this site.
I probably do. Oh yeah, I'm this weird name. I don't even know what that is. I'm Sam, but not really Sam. Okay. We're going to cancel it. Cool. All right, and then for my snippet, I'm gonna just toggle this off for now because we're gonna only use part of that code. So I'm gonna actually probably do a whole new one. But to start, we want to create that user field. So membership settings, user fields, And I will add a field group. And we will call this, what did we call it? What was it called? Additional
content, perhaps? Was it additional content? It's in that, yeah.
Additional options.
Additional options.
Oh, we've got too many setting pages open. That will get confusing. Additional options, show fields at checkout. We don't need to show them on their user profile. I mean, you can. Would that change though? If it was on the user profile and they unchecked it, would it change? I don't think it would.
Not the current code, the way that that's hooked into. It's hooked on after checkout hooks. You could extend this code to also hook on profile update. And we have a specific hook for that front end user profile. So you could. It's just not this code. And
a little more advanced than what coding with Sam should be. So we're going to say
I'm holding my tongue
no.
for all the ways that you could do more with this. We're doing this baseline version.
Yes. Okay.
But I do think restricting it would be smart.
Restricting it for base and premium?
Maybe just premium, because that's your paid level here, right? Like, do you really want your free people to get this free add-on? Probably not. You probably just want it available to those paying people.
That is true. In real life scenarios, that is true. In my scenario, I don't care.
It's fake money.
We're playing with Monopoly money over here. Okay, so the label is going to be more coding content, and then the name populates by itself. We're not going to require it at checkout because it's going to be an option. The type is going to be a checkbox. Mm-hmm. We'll inherit the group settings for the user profile. It's not read-only. Okay, I think I'm going to save that. Save all changes. I think that's accurate. But we need this now. We need this name.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Or, I mean, you could match to the other one. You could change that here. You could say include.
Include level 8, yeah. Okay, so we'll actually edit this.
Either way.
You could do both.
So this name value is the unique identifier for the user meta field. So in our previous example, that identifier was include level 8. So we have two options here. Either Sam changes it here or Sam changes it in the code recipe.
I think I'm going to change it in the code recipe just to show people that you could do it.
That's good.
Okay, so adding a new snippet, we're going to do user fields plus additional content at checkout. And then I'm going to copy all the code, but we're not going to use all the code. I'm going to delete a lot of it. Okay, so from my understanding, literally from 50 up.
Oh, no.
Is that right? No, it's not right. Okay.
It's that save function. We're still going to have to use it. This will work, but it's not. I wasn't thinking it was a save function. I thought it was just going to look up the meta.
Define the field.
There's another way this could be coded to work better. I'm looking at the code and I should just be looking. I'm trying to look at your
Define the field and the field group. We don't need that.
Oh, this does work on the profile page. This does work on the profile page.
Okay, so this
it's a save function, not an after checkout hook. Okay.
Define the field group, and the field in a new area of the checkout page is what we delete because we created that user field.
Yes, and I'm going to pull up a different code you're going to need.
And then we're changing our 2s to 8s again. Let's see if we can find a 2. That didn't work. Oh, yes, it did work. Okay, so it highlighted all of my 2s that I need to change. So include, okay, here's what we're doing now, because this field name is not actually include level 2. We need to get the username or the name of the user field and change everywhere it says include level 2 to be my more coding content there. That's what you're changing if you're using the user field way of doing this. If I'm confusing anybody, please let me know, and I will stop.
It's okay.
Okay,
The
and
first
then
part was very not confusing.
now I'm changing my 2s to 8s because that's my level ID for the more content. And you're sending me code somewhere?
I'm looking up the best way to, I don't think we have a great tutorial about this, but this is extending a user field. Kim, if you're still on, Kim White, and you know that we have a code recipe for this, this is modifying a field after the fact. So trying to find you the best. Here's the callback function stuff. We don't want to redeclare the field. Here. I found it. Okay. Filter a field to add a callback function. I found you a recipe. Sam, I'm going to put it in private chat, or do you want it in DM?
Private chat's fine.
Okay, cool. So user fields by themselves, under the hood, it really is like a coded tool, but the settings interface you have just lets you create those fields, and then all the code is built on the fly. What we need to do here is hook into the field we create via settings and add a custom save function so that on the act of that field being updated for the user, and I misspoke earlier, it also works on profile and checkout. That save function runs in addition to the value being saved for the user. And then that's the function that does the magic of the level application.
Okay, so am I adding this code in that same snippet?
Yep.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is...
You won't need the function placeholder. You'll just need the lines 17 to 26 there to modify the user field created field with an additional save function.
Okay, 17 to 26. And then am I adding that where I removed that user field?
And you're going to get rid of this whole, the first function and action there can go away, and then this new one will replace it.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
So we'll
coding with Sam.
That.
Sam's coding.
Yes. Okay, and then if this is my field name that I'm have the more recording
correct.
Content? Copy and pasting, make sure that you're not typing anything incorrectly. Okay. And then I'm changing the custom callback function name?
Correct.
To this function.
Correct.
See, guys, if I can do it, you can do it.
Guys, 4 or 5 months ago, Sam would have been like, nope. That's amazing. I'm so proud. This is so cool.
Okay, and then so we have that. Okay, so I know this is like the argument and like priority and argument. Why do we not have a priority and argument down after this other function?
Because that's just a function. It's not hooked into anything. That function is used by the saving, but it doesn't run on its own. It's just available for us to leverage and run when we call it. So we're only calling it when the user field gets saved.
Okay, so if coding with Sam, then we use our save function that we had
at
the beginning, and then it's going to either say, yes, it's true, they checked it off, give them that level, or no, they didn't check it off, don't give them that level.
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay, let's see if this works. So we're going to save changes and activate. Beautiful. We're going to go back to the front end, and we're going to check out for that level again. Okay, more.
And we know this is right because I think before it had a question mark at the end.
It did.
It did.
It has changed. And my other one's turned off, so it wouldn't show anyway.
That's right. That's right.
All right. View membership account. Beautiful. You can do it.
So there is still that with user fields. You just need that save function piece. But I think overall, you're going to be happier using the user fields interface for all those other little pieces to modify.
I think user fields does make it easier, and we are slowly updating the code recipes that needed user fields, but we're done with code with like register helper back in the day. We are slowly updating all of those to use user fields. And so some of our recipe posts are actually just like, how do you set up the user fields? And it's completely changed to more of a tutorial than any kind of code.
Can you do one more test for me?
Yeah.
Can you add that in user field settings? Can you adjust it to show on profile and then update your profile to unset that user meta and see if the level gets canceled?
Okay, hold on, one thing at a time.
Because
So
we
we're
were
going
like,
to go
oh,
back to
profile. Let's make sure since we're here.
Okay, so we're going to show on user profile. We're going to save that.
I'm going to put the recipe for the
On
custom callback.
And then you wanted me to go to my user meta?
Change your user field to include on profile. Is that done?
Yes, that's done.
Okay, just go to the front end, your membership account page, and we'll edit your profile.
Edit profile.
Yep.
First name, last name, uncheck it. Uncheck it. And then update profile. It's been updated. View my membership account. And it's gone.
Cool. So it does relate to the account. So like we were talking earlier, Sam, about making multiple checkboxes, right? Have a bunch of opt-in content. Those levels will all show what they've opted into. The user themselves can opt in and opt out of different things. And then you as admin in your members list have this constantly available filter of what people are opting into and out of. So you might have a level that has, maybe you have like 10 additional opt-ins, right?
Let me show you guys that.
One of those 10 has like 2 people and the rest have 1,000. It's like, okay, these are really dull topics. Nobody cares about option 10. Let's get rid of it.
Yeah, you also could add a description to let them know that you don't have to opt in at checkout. You can opt in at any time. Opt in or opt out at any time. But let me show you how this actually looks for the admin. So I gave myself it back with the profile. If I go to membership members, it should show as, a whole nother line. So on your members list, if a member holds multiple levels, it's going to have a separate line for each of those levels. And so I can see that I hold the premium level, and then I also have the learn more code. And so when I actually show learn more code, I can see who is diving into this extra topic or this extra content.
Oh my gosh, my brain just exploded because we have a lot of people with our Lifter LMS native streamline mode who don't want the levels getting automatically enrolling them in the courses after checkout. You could have a suite of courses that are linked to individual levels and have them be opt-in at checkout. And then if people wanted to add or additional courses for enrollment, they could go to that profile page and check to add more courses to their profile.
That would be awesome.
Cute workaround.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's always 10,000 ways to do it. Don't ask me a simple question. I will give you a complex answer to a simple question. Okay, we're good. Any other questions? No one's asking questions, so I think we were extremely clear.
I would hope so.
Do a little housekeeping. When will you all be able to see Sam and Kim again on YouTube?
Thursday.
Oh, nice.
23rd. You're going to be building a pricing page that allows people to toggle between the monthly and the annual payments.
Cool.
We see that a lot. I mean, I see that a lot when I'm like browsing and shopping and for other subscriptions. A lot, usually TV subscriptions, but they have that. There's a question about PM Pro integrating with DocSend. I did see an email. If you were the one that emailed in about that, we will get back to you today. We just try to keep these very strict to
I might extend this live event that's upcoming to also include showing annual pricing at a per month level, even though it's billed in annual. That's also a trick people do. The toggle wouldn't update the levels to turn into the monthly payment plans versus the annual, but it would toggle and say show pricing, show monthly pricing, and it would really just divide your annuals by 12. And some people like that as the default. I think that that's kind of a black magic pattern to do because people don't realize, oh, it's $30 a month, great, and then they go to checkout, $360, please. It's like, what? But people ask for it, so you make your own choices of what you feel like for your pricing.
It's better if it's very clear that it's billed annually. Like you can happy to have
can
you
do this
say it's
well.
$10 a month, but just make it really clear that it's billed annually. And then the next Coding with Sam will be January 31st, the last day of January. And again, if you want another topic that I'm going to be diving into the day before, you want to be in that Slack community. Kim just pulled up the link again. We put it in the chat. I think in yesterday's open office hours, I put it in the chat like 4 or 5 times to join. So that is how you get that exclusive information, because we're not emailing it out. We're not posting it on social. It only gets posted there. So
Cool.
And then
So good.
Make sure you like the video if you like the Coding with Sam, so we know to keep doing them. So far, we've gotten feedback that we can never get rid of Coding with Sam. So I guess I will be coding for life.
Yes.
And also subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications of when we will be live and when we post new content. But I do have new content ready to come out for you guys.
We're excited. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys next week.
Next week.